channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I have a super exciting video, for me at least, because it is the very first favorites video I am filming on my channel. And when I first started watching makeup videos and getting into YouTube, favorites videos and hauls, I love hauls too, were like my life. I loved watching them. I could binge watch people's hauls and favorites for hours, and I just discover so many new products that way and really love being nosy and seeing what people are using and what they're really into. So I've collected quite a few great products that are either new releases or just new to me, and just some things I have that have been on such heavy rotation. I want to tell you about them. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe down below. I would love to have you back for more videos, and since I think this may be a long one, let's just get into it. So the first favorite that I have is called Olaplex, and this has been such a godsend for my bleached hair. You guys probably know that my hair does not grow out of my head blonde. Unfortunately, I wish it did. So I have to bleach it, and for a long time I stopped bleaching it and I was just doing tints, which made my hair a lot more warm. I think they were like ammonia-based tints. So there's only so blonde that they can lift your hair. Bleach is what really gives it that bright, cool-toned, almost like white blonde. So I took a break from bleach for a long time, but recently have started getting some bleached highlights back in to help brighten it back up, because it was just getting very monotone for me. And Olaplex has changed my whole hair life. So there's 3 steps. This is number 3. The first 2 are salon grade, so you can't buy them, but your hair colorist can. So they put the first step into the actual color, the second step when they rinse it out, and then this step is what you take home to use. You can use it like 2 to 3 times a week, I think. I use it twice a week, and you just apply it like a mask. But basically what this does is goes in and fills in the bonds that have been broken by bleach in your hair. So it like keeps the whole hair strand intact and doesn't allow the breakage to happen in the first place. And I just think it's an incredible product. I read about it on their website, so there's like a really interesting science behind it, and like they figured out how to get these molecules to go into the hair shaft and actually fill in any breakage and holes. So I just noticed so much less damage to my hair this time around now that I'm bleaching it again. So I put this on my hair, and sometimes I sleep in it, but I just put it in my hair, specifically on the top near my roots where I've just had color done. And I just let it sit there for 30 minutes, 2 hours, sometimes, like I said, overnight. And it just leaves my hair feeling so soft and it's so shiny, and I've just noticed it's a completely different experience bleaching my hair this time around now that I've incorporated Olaplex. So I've really been loving this. For all my blondes out there, I highly recommend this product. I just think it's such a game changer, and you can get this at Sephora now. I used to have to get it from my hair girl, but now you can actually get this at Sephora. So Olaplex, I definitely recommend picking this guy up. And the next favorite I have is actually a supplement. So this is by a brand called Ritual. They're essential for women 2 a day. And these were actually sent to me, and I kind of ignored them. I opened the package and just had them sitting on my desk for a couple weeks. And then I ran out of my prenatal vitamins and decided to try these out. And I really like these because they're so simple. You only take 2 a day, so it's not like 4 huge pills that have to be spaced out. It says right here on the back that you can take them daily with or without food, together or separate. So it's really easy. If you're traveling, you don't have to time anything. You don't have to make sure that it's after a meal. They don't upset my stomach. But what I love about them is there's nothing added. It's just the things that they think women need every single day. So it doesn't have like a zillion ingredients that you may or may not be needing. That's kind of just a waste of money. These are really jam-packed with like the essential things for women, like folic acid, vitamin D, and just all those things that we specifically need. So I feel like it's been a really pleasant experience taking supplements. They don't have that weird like fishy taste when I put them in my mouth. They don't smell funky, and I just think that they're a really great product. So I've been loving these by Ritual. The next product I have been obsessed with are these Marc Jacobs highliner pencils. One of these is a new formula. It's like a glittery formula. This one I've had for a while. This is just the standard matte formula. The first one that is matte is called Fine Wine. And this is such a gorgeous color. It's really unique. I've never really seen a red eyeliner like this, and when I first saw it, I was like, that could look really creepy having like red eyeliner. But I picked it up, and it's definitely like a more deep burgundy type of red, and something about it with my brown eyes just really makes them pop and is so complimentary. I also just love this formula in general. The brown one, I think it's called Earthquake, and the black one, they're so long wearing and so pigmented. They stay on my waterline all day. But I just think this is such a unique color, and especially going into fall, it's a really different twist on the waterline than just solid black that kind of has a festive vibe to it. And I've just been wearing this a lot. I'm loving it. It's called Fine Wine. And this next one is called All That Glitters. And this is the Eyeliner Glam Glitter Gel Eye Cream. Okay, so this is a gold glitter. And this is so beautiful, you guys. It's such a fun color for holiday. And I've been wearing this actually on my lid. So what I'll do is do like my matte shadows, my outer V, get the depth in the crease, and then I'll go in sort of on this first half and into my inner tear duct and just spread this along, kind of pat it out with my finger. And it is just this beautiful glittery gold sheen that is so much neater than working with loose glitter. Stays in place all day, has this super reflective, beautiful glow to it. And I just think they're so easy to work with. So I've been loving this as almost like a cream eyeshadow, and I also like it because it does not crease. So it will set down and not move all day. So that is the shade All That Glitters. And the next makeup product I have is an oldie but a goodie. This is Romeo by Lawless. It's my liquid lipstick. And this is a shade that I feel like I totally neglect over the summer because it's not a bright, punchy red. It's more of that deep, vampy burgundy red. So I don't find myself wearing it like when it's hot because it's just such a fall color to me. And this actually looks beautiful. I've been wearing this at night with the Marc Jacobs Fine Wine eyeliner in my waterline. And it just ties the lip color in so well to the whole look, and they just pair so nicely together. So this is Romeo, and it's just such a flattering red, and I love that it's not so in your face. I feel like everyone can wear it, so even if you're not a bold lip color kind of girl, I think you could totally pull this off, and I think it's a great gateway into those bold fall colors. It just makes me so excited for holiday. Something about this particular type of red gets me in such a festive mood and just feels so fall to me and inspires me to really deepen up my makeup and go for those darker, vampier looks. So I've been wearing this out at night a lot. I've been loving it. I get complimented on it every time I wear it. And I always love using this formula or some sort of liquid lip formula for a bold lip because that way you don't have to worry about it getting everywhere. And you can just put it on and forget about it and know that it's gonna stay in place and not bleed and run all over your face. So I just love this color right now. It's definitely been on heavy rotation and I'm so happy to have it back in my life. The next favorite that I have is skincare, and this is the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Baby Facial. And I talked about this in my skincare video, but you guys, this has been so crucial to me, especially recently because I've been traveling so much and the weather's been changing, so my skin has been dry. And anytime I get those little flaky dry patches, it just makes my makeup look horrible. I really believe you need a clean, smooth, exfoliated canvas for makeup to look as good as it possibly can. And when I put foundation on over dry, kind of crepey skin or any sort of dead skin, it just does not look cute. So I've been using this obsessively. You don't want to overuse this because it will strip your skin, but I've been using it twice a week. And it's just a really intense acid mask that exfoliates on such a deep cellular level. And it just goes so far in removing dead skin beyond what you could do with just a physical BB or like grainy exfoliant. I feel like it really like sheds my skin and like just kind of gets it a whole new layer. And it just makes it so smooth and beautiful. So I've been traveling, and when I get home, my skin's already dry from that because the planes, and I just haven't been drinking as much water, and I'm a little dehydrated and I'm exhausted. And then on top of that, with the weather change, this has just been really, really important for me. So I've been loving this. And speaking of exfoliation, this next one is such a gorgeous product. This is the Satine Exfoliating and Smoothing Delicious Paste. And this is like an almond body exfoliator, but the smell, you guys, like Oh my God, I wish I could have you smell this right now because there's nothing I could say to explain how good this actually smells. And this consistency, it's so creamy and just milky and soothing. And this time of year when your skin is kind of dry and cracked, this is such a nice product to use in the shower, and it just makes everything smell so good. It exfoliates but also hydrates at the same time. But what I really don't like is a lot of those grainy sugar scrubs that are like suspended in an oil. And this is more like a creamy lotion. So it doesn't leave that film over your skin, that greasy film when you're done using it. It just feels like you've exfoliated and put lotion on in the shower. I don't even have to hydrate my skin when I get out of the shower after I use this because I feel like it's still so moisturized. But the smell is what just really got me hooked on this product, and I just love it so much. This time of year, it's kind of got this like almond biscotti macaroon scent to it that I just think is so nice and cozy, and it reminds me of freshly baked cookies. The next product I have is by Tasha, and this is the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. And I don't know if you can see how much I've used this, but my bottle's almost gone. I love this stuff. I've used this for a really long time, but especially recently because it just gives my skin the most beautiful dewy glow. Like I said, my skin's been a little bit more dehydrated and dry than it usually is. And I find that when I spray my damp beauty blender with this before going in to pounce out my foundation and blend it out, it just adds a whole nother layer of dew and glow that I find so beautiful. If you're oily, you will probably want to avoid this because I think I've told you guys this, but I don't mind looking really, really dewy throughout the day. To borderline greasy, I just think it looks really youthful, and I love having a super high glow level to my skin. So for me, this is a great product. Sometimes I'll spray my beauty blender, blend out my foundation, do my makeup, and then go back over all the powders with this just to melt it into my skin. So this does contain oil. Like I said, if you're oily, you may not love this as much as I do, but for all my dry girls out there that really want to maintain their glow and dew throughout the colder winter months, this is such a great product to have on hand for those days where you just really need some help. And I've really been using it a lot lately and loving it. Speaking of glow, the next product I've been using is a very beautiful glowy product that I used to use all the time and kind of just forgot about it. And this is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. And this is in the shade Sunlight. They do come in a few other shades. And this is just essentially a liquid highlighter. And you can just put a couple drops on. I'll just do one to show you guys. And just kind of rub it on. But you guys, do you see how reflective that is? It is just glow on another level. I love this shade in particular, Sunlight, because it does have this sort of warm champagne tone to it that I feel looks really nice on my skin because I do have that kind of olivey, more yellow undertone skin. So anything that's too pink or too icy looks almost gray on me. So Sunlight is my favorite shade, but they do come in a lot of other shades, darker and lighter. But do you see how glowy that is? It's just unreal. So what I've been doing with this is applying my foundation, taking my damp beauty sponge and pressing this onto the cheekbones, down the center of my nose, my chin, Cupid's bow, anywhere I'm gonna go in with my powder highlight. And then I find going in with my powder highlight over this just makes it pop so much more and gives it such a wet, reflective look to the skin that is unlike anything else. So I've recently just been using these so much again, and I've fallen in love with them all over. I don't know why I ever stopped using them. They're so beautiful. And you can even put a couple drops into your foundation, especially if you're using a matte foundation that you really want to give some glow back to, that you feel is just a little bit too cakey. This will really just give that lit from within look to your skin and just kind of like radiate without being like a highlight in one specific place. It'll just be this all over glow that is so beautiful. So I highly recommend this, especially for the fall and winter months when you really need that extra radiance to your skin. These are just stunning. The next product I could not mention in my favorites video, and these are the Seal the Deal powder. I took these with me traveling, and I just realized how much I've fallen in love with powder because of them. I used to hate setting my face, even though I would do it because I didn't want my makeup to move throughout the day. but most powders just really aged me and kind of highlighted things I didn't want to highlight. And these have just enabled me to set my face without looking so matte and so dry and so cakey. So I've specifically been using this golden shade a lot, more than usual, because it just gives this warm, glowy radiance to my skin that I really crave this time of year when I'm not spending as much time outside and getting as much color. So I've been setting my under eyes with brightening, the rest of my face with classic, and then I'll take a big fluffy brush and just dust this in and go all over my face with golden, and then it just wakes me back up and makes me look so alive, so radiant. It just gives that warm, glowy veil all over my skin, and I've just been loving it for that. So I think I'm going to be using this very heavily all fall because it's just such a beautiful kind of warm bronzy tone that looks so skin-like and not muddy and just brightens me up and gives me this youthful look. But all three of these have just been my go-to powders. I love them, and I can't really imagine using any other powder now. They've changed my whole powder game, so I had to mention them. And then another product I've been using, speaking of bronzy, glowy skin, is my Woke Up Like This foundation, but in the shade Heat. And obviously this is not my skin tone, so no, I have not been using it all over my face, but I've been using it every single day to cream, contour, and bronze. And I just find that it really is such a beautiful, seamless way to bronze up my skin. I've got it on right here under my cheekbones. I've got it sort of like on my forehead, all kind of along my jawline. And I just find it such a natural way to give my skin that bronze look. So I'll go all over with Arizona, and then I'll take a small kind of stippling brush, a duo fiber, and just put some on the back of my hand and work it in, and then press it out with my beauty blender. And it just melts into my skin so seamlessly without having to add so much powder to go in and bronze and contour later. And I find this time of year, I just really like using less powder products and just setting my face and then going in with cream products like this, the Cover FX drops, and products that I can really use to melt into my skin and give that glowy, dewy look throughout the day. So this has been really heavily in my rotation, and it's not something I always used to do during the summer, but I've really picked it back up during the fall, and I'm loving the way that it looks. The next product is brand new to me, and this is by Persona Cosmetics, and this is the Color Theory palette in copper. And these colors are fall in a palette. You know how I feel about my warm tones. I love my oranges, my browns, my golds, anything with that rich sort of terracotta tone. I find it so flattering on brown eyes, so flattering on my skin tone, and these are just the colors I really gravitate towards. So when I got this, I was so excited because it's such a small, compact little palette, so it's perfect for travel, but I just feel like it's such a smart layout. You've got a really beautiful sort of pale gold shimmer shade that can be used as a brow bone and inner corner highlight. You've got this sort of neutral light camel transition shade. You've got this stunning copper metallic shade that I think is so pretty just all over the lid if you want a simple eye look without having to do too much. You could do just one shade all over the lid, call it a day, and it would be beautiful. This amazing matte brick red. This is like me in an eyeshadow. I love this color. This is such a beautiful color. And then you've got this brown, which is a really interesting dark brown because it's not a cool toned brown, but it's not overly warm toned. So you can use it for everything, and it just adds that perfect amount of depth into the outer V and lower lash line. And I just find it to be a really nice sort of neutral milk chocolate colored brown. It's such a smart little palette. I think that it's laid out really well. I like the size. I like that it's lightweight. You can throw this in your bag. You can take it with you for travel. And I just think it's a great palette for fall. So I've been loving this. The next two products I have are brushes, and these are both small brushes and they're very unique, and I just have to tell you about them because I'm in love. This first one is the Sephora Pro Fan Shadow Brush number 25. And this is such an interesting little shape because it's got this little fan shape to it, and I think it's meant for eyeshadow, but I've been using it to highlight. So what I'll do is go on the top of my cheekbone and just sort of put it here. And then I'll kind of bring it onto the apple of my cheek, down the bridge of my nose, even my brow bone. I don't know if you can see how well that just fits. And I just think it's such an easy little brush to highlight with above the brow bone. So I've been loving it. I don't think that that's the purpose it was made for, but it's what I've been using it for, and I highly recommend it because I feel like you can get such a more precise application of where your highlight goes, and I think that that just is so flattering versus just dusting highlight on with a big brush that can sometimes look really stripey and just too dispersed. This helps you keep it really targeted and get into those little tiny areas where you just want to highlight, and I think it's a brilliant brush. This next one is by Makeup Forever, and this is the 144 wavy brush. And this is a really small tapered brush. I have no idea what they intend this to be used for, but I've been using this to go in with my brightening powder right here in this small area. I can't explain how profound it can be if you have darkness here to go in with a brightening powder right here. Not down here, but right in here in the hollows where that shadow can often kind of sit and even concealing can't quite cut out. I just dip it into brightening, get about that much, tap off the excess, and then I just go in and press it right in here. And I'm telling you guys, it just brightens so well. And this brush just is the perfect size and shape to get into that under eye area, and I've just been loving it. I've even been using it kind of like here to really press it into my laugh lines. You can even use it to blot your nose. I think that sometimes these small little precise brushes are so often overlooked, and we use such big powder brushes all the time. But your face really isn't that big, and a lot of these little nooks and crannies where it can be so beneficial to brighten can't be reached with a huge brush. So I've been loving this shape. This is the Makeup Forever 144. It's a great brush. This next product I've been loving is by Now Solutions, and it's the Shea Nut Moisturizing Oil. And you guys know I love shea butter. I keep a huge tub of it in like every room of my house. I put it on my lips, I put it on my cuticles, I put it on my eyelashes, I put it under my under eyes, I put it on my skin. It's like my Windex. I use it for everything. If you have a problem, I will give you shea butter, and I expect it to fix that. So this is the Shea Nut Oil, and I recently discovered this and I'm just hooked now. So shea butter is obviously a solid form, and in order to spread it on your skin, if you want to use it like a lotion, you have to put it in your hand and kind of warm it up to kind of liquefy it and melt it down. This has done that for you. So this is just the straight up oily part of it. It comes out as a liquid, but it's obviously thicker than a normal oil. You can see it's got this like cloudy, thicker texture and consistency to it. So it just makes it really easy. You don't have to sit there and rub your hands together and melt it down. I can just get out of the shower, put it right on my skin, rub it in, and I've just been loving it. I think that this is gonna be my go-to moisturizer for the fall and winter months because it's so hydrating, but it sinks in better than a super thick oil like a coconut oil, and it just is so non-comedogenic. I don't worry about putting it all up on my neck and then maybe sleeping and having it on my pillow because it doesn't clog my pores. I think it's a great product. I think it's less than 15 bucks, so it's a really cost-effective way to get a huge bottle of the best moisturizer ever. This is my baby. I wait for these to come back every single year. This is the Pumpkin Clove Candle from Anthropologie. I think the brand is Capri Blue, and you guys, this is the best pumpkin candle, the best holiday candle, the best fall candle I have ever smelled in my life. So I'll tell you a story about this candle. My first job was working retail at Anthropologie. Shout out to Kierland Commons in Scottsdale. That was where I worked, and they obviously have candles burning all day. So as an employee, you become a little obsessed with a lot of their scents because it's your life all day. It's all you smell, you have to stand around them, and eventually it creeps in and breaks you down and you buy them. So this pumpkin candle comes out every year for a limited time, and then it's gone. So last year, I only bought 2 of them, and I burned through them by like the end of October, and I had to go into Thanksgiving and Christmas with no more pumpkin candle because they were sold out. I kept like stalking the website. It just said sold out, and it never came back. So this year, I bought 6. I have already started burning it. I love this scent. This is the coziest, most nostalgic scent for me. It reminds me of back living in Arizona, back having my first apartment when I used to buy these candles with my discount and bring them home and burn them all holiday season long. It reminded me of getting to work early in the morning when the store would open, before the even mall area was open, and it was just these cold mornings with this candle burning. And I just have so many good feelings towards this candle. It is like a warm, cozy hug to me. Every time I smell this, I just get all the fall feels, and it's my favorite time of year when these come back and I can bust it back out. So The pumpkin clove candle, I'll link it below. I'm telling you, do not sleep on this, you guys. It will sell out, so go get your candle if you want to try it. It is amazing. This next favorite is a clothing favorite, and these are sweatpants by the brand Rails. And they used to have a drawstring that came out in the washing machine. It's gonna be hard to show you these on camera, but these are the softest, most snuggly material. These are by far my favorite sweatpants I've ever found. They're not super thick, like they don't have fleece on the inside, which I like because when I get home, I wanna put my sweatpants on and then I wear them, you know, into bed later, and I get so hot throughout the night. So these I don't get hot in, but they're so cozy and snuggly and comfortable that they're just the perfect thing to wear around the house. And I've been loving them because the minute it starts to cool off, I get freezing, which is so irrational because it's really not cold here yet. But in my mind it is. I like to really get into fall mode, and even if I'm delusional, I believe that it's time for me to put on all my sweatshirts and sweatpants and burn my pumpkin candle, and like it is fall in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned. So these sweatpants have been really, really cozy and awesome, and I'm so happy I found them. I got a second pair because I don't want to be without them. They're great for travel, they're great to, you know, throw in your suitcase so that you have them in your hotel room if it's really freezing. So yeah, I just love these. And my last favorite is a sweatshirt, and this looks pretty basic because it is. This is by Cotton Citizen, and this is just a plain black sweatshirt. So there's really nothing to it too fancy. It's pretty basic, but that's why I love it. It's just a really great quality, super cute fitting black sweatshirt. It's not like cropped or anything, but it kind of stops at the hip, so it's not too oversized. It's fitted enough that you could wear it with like black skinnies and feel like you're put together for the day, but it's comfortable and cozy. So this time of year, I just love these transition pieces. It's pretty lightweight too. It doesn't have a super thick, fleecy feel to it, so you're not gonna be really, really hot in it, but it's also gonna keep you warm as it cools off, and it's kind of in that weird, awkward transition time. So I've been loving that. Cotton Citizen is a great brand. They make so many cute like loungewear pieces that are cute enough and cut well enough that you can actually wear them out and run errands in them, and they don't look slubby and grubby, so I've been loving that. Okay, you guys, I think we just made it through everything. That was a lot of products. If you're still here, thank you for sticking with me. I just am so excited about these things. I wanted to tell you about them and explain how I use them. And I hope you found something that you might want to try that would be good for you for fall. So I love discovering new products. Please let me know down below what your current favorites are. I'd love to check them out and maybe purchase some new things that could be new favorites for me too. So thank you guys for being here. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos in the future, and I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!